Hi, my name is Megan, and this is Everything Lit. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about my May TBR, and once again, it's going to be filled with library books. I was counting earlier today, and I have read 24 library books this year. Do you know how many books I've read total? 50. Literally half of the books I've read this year were library books. That's crazy. I need to stop. I need to be chill, but I'm not going to. I have an idea for June where I'm only going to read books that I already own. I'm not going to read library books in June, is the goal. I don't know if that'll happen because I have some books on Libby that I have had on hold for 800 years. And if they come in June, obviously I have to read them. So let's start with the library books. Two that I have on audio on Libby, those are going to have to get read. One is Every Time I Go on Vacation, Someone Dies by Catherine Mack, I believe. I'm going to put it on the screen. This is a cozy mystery. I have talked about it in an anticipated releases video. So this book is about an author who goes on vacation. She's on a European book tour. I think she's in Italy. Someone dies. It's a cozy mystery, so she has to solve it. Or she thinks she has to solve it. It sounds madcap. It sounds fun. And then I have The Rediscovery of America by Ned Blackhawk, I think. I can't check because I'm recording on my phone, but that is the book that I am going to be listening to. The audiobook, it is nonfiction, and I don't remember what it's about. I think it is about Native American land being claimed and the history of oppression of Native peoples. But I think Books and Lala was the one who really liked it, so I want to read it. And then physically, I have Night Watching by Tracy Sierra. I missed the book club live show for this, but I think I'm still going to read it because it sounds interesting. This is a thriller about a woman who is putting her children to bed and someone breaks into her house. She sequesters her and her children away into this like panic room area, and apparently it's this very tense story. This was also a Jimmy Fallon book club pick, apparently. I have The Center by Aisha Manazir Siddiqui. Yes, I have had this for like 2 months. This is a horror story about a woman who gets introduced to this center where you can learn a language in like a week, and she gets drawn in. It gives cult vibes, but it also is worth it for her. She learns a language because she's a translator, and she can learn more languages and get more work. I have heard only good things about this so far. And then I have The Emperor and the Endless Palace by Justinian Huang. Yes, this was on my TBR last month. Yes, I am going to read it this month. And this follows two men who are woven together through fate. So I think we get to see multiple timelines, and they are maybe not related at the beginning, but then the men figure out because they keep meeting and they keep feeling familiar. I love that idea. I have always wanted a book that follows the same people through multiple generations, or multiple incarnations, because I love historical fiction, right? And when you do a book like that, you get romance, you get drama, you get fate, and you get to explore multiple historical moments through these two characters. I hope this is good. It's a romantasy. It's called Historical Erotic Reincarnation Romance. Yes. I have Sisters of the Lost Nation by Nick Medina. This is another Books and Lala book club pick. It is a horror book about some women who go missing and a young Native girl who is trying to solve that mystery. I think that there is some sort of myth or legend and a haunting because it is horror. It'll be really interesting to read this horror book in conjunction with the nonfiction that I have. I would like to read The Measure by Nikki Ehrlich. This is sci-fi that follows a bunch of people. One morning, the whole world wakes up and they find a piece of string outside their door, and that string indicates how long their life is. So it interrogates the idea of, if you knew how long you were going to live, what would you do? What would you do at that time? So people who have really short strings could be dying the next day. People who have really long strings know that they're not going to die for a long time. So would you be more reckless? I, again, saw Books and Lala read this, and she liked it. And I'm not a huge sci-fi person, but this just sounds like a fascinating concept. I have Your Blood, My Bones by Kelly Andrew. This is YA horror thriller, and this is about a young woman who is trying to escape her town. She's going to burn down her house, or her parents' house, after they have passed. She goes to the basement and discovers a boy chained there and bleeding, and it has something to do with her family and their prosperity or their farm, and this boy and his suffering being tied to that. It sounds so dark and twisted, but also it's got an element of romance, that's what I want. I have The Rom-Con by Devin Daniels. This is almost like a How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. These two people, this young woman gets a relationship book from her grandmother that's called 125 Tips to Hook a Husband, and she starts using those and actually finds someone, and there is a fake relationship that starts to become real. It sounds cute. It took forever for this to come in from the library, so I really gotta read it. The reviews compare it to How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and it's definitely giving Down with Love vibes, if you've seen that movie with Ewan McGregor and Renee Zellweger. I have Medusa by Rosie Hewlett. I didn't realize how thin this book was, how small, but this is a retelling of Medusa's story, I think from her point of view. I got this because this author has a book coming out about Medea, and I would like to read that, but I thought, let me try this one first. Especially because Stone Blind just did not work for me. I read like maybe the first 2 chapters and couldn't do it. This feels more my speed. And then I have The Princess of Las Vegas by Chris Bojalian. If you've been watching my channel, you may know I read one of his books last year that I bought, and I did not like it. I'm hoping to have better luck with this one. It just sounds so interesting. So there is a Princess Diana impersonator, and she and her estranged sister find themselves drawn into a game of money and murder and cryptocurrency on the Las Vegas Strip. So it sounds glamorous. It sounds like a murder mystery. I just hope it's good. And then for me, spring is Sherlock Holmes time. Can I explain why? Nostalgia. I don't know. I used to get home from college and read my Sherlock Holmes books and have a little snack and just chill. So I would like to read either The House of Silk by Anthony Horowitz. House of Silk is a Sherlock Holmes story where there is an art dealer, his house is robbed, family is threatened, there's a murder. Holmes and Watson are here to solve it. I've heard nothing but good things about this. On the back, it says that this could have been written by Doyle himself. Or I would like to read Art in the Blood by Bonnie McBeard. This involves a missing child, an art theft, and a killer. I don't know much about these, but do you really need to know much? They're Sherlock Holmes stories. They take place in 1890s Victorian London. This one involves art. This one involves also art. I have a poetry book I would like to read that is Life on Mars by Tracy K. Smith. I think that this will be my 4th poetry book of the year, which would mean I'm meeting one of my goals already. So this is a collection I would like to read. I do not know much about it, but I did read Duende by Tracy K. Smith, and I think I have read Walk on Water. Is that what her other collection is called? Wade in the Water. And I liked those well enough, but I'm hoping that this one will be better. You never know. And then, of course, I have a whole shelf here of books that have been in other TBRs that I would like to read. We've got What the River Knows. Yes, I haven't read it yet. Don't look at me. A Tempest of Tea, The Tobacco Wives, The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store, Sea Elephants, Lending a Paw, The Paleontologist, Foxglove, The El Casamano Finley Donovan 2, Lessons in Chemistry. I started watching this show. I kind of want to read the book before I finish the show. Vicious Spirits, Divine Rivals, The Fake Mate. all of those are in the running. And then, you know, let's pick a prompt and use that to pick something. And some of my prompts that I have picked, I have not put back in the coffee cup, just so I can get some, you know, diversity in my picks, because I feel like I've picked the poetry one like 3 times and I've only been doing this challenge 4 months. I'm feeling this blue one. What does that say? Time travel. That says time travel boy band shelf. This is what I needed. This is what I needed in my life. Now I could use this as like physically on the time travel boy band shelf or on my time travel boy band shelf on Goodreads. Hold the phone. This is honestly perfect because I am trying to work on my 3rd draft of Time Travel Boy Band and it's not going great. I'm kind of struggling. My goal is to write about 200 words a day and I've just been barely hitting that. Now, I'm the kind of person on my 1st draft, bro, I could do 2,000 words a day. Let's go. 1st draft, we're just spitting ideas. It's the revision that kills me. And my process is to just rewrite the whole thing from scratch. So I'm writing it really slowly and we shall see how it goes, but I'm going to read a book to inspire me. So I've chosen 2. I don't know which one I'm going to pick, but I have book 2 in the time travel series. This is A Symphony of Echoes. It is the sequel to Just One Damned Thing After Another. And apparently the people who we know and love in this St. Mary's Institute of Historical Research, they go to Victorian London in search of Jack the Ripper. They witness the murder of Archbishop Thomas Becket in Canterbury Cathedral, and discover that dodos make a grockling noise when eating cucumber sandwiches. This is just like a madcap time travel book, and the first one was wild. I remember loving it. I liked our main character, and it was a really fascinating concept, and I can't wait to see how it continues. Or I would like to read Invictus by Ryan Groudon. This is about the son of a time traveler and a gladiator, and his existence defies the laws of nature. So he captains a time-traveling crew to steal valuables from the past. And there is a routine heist on the sinking Titanic where he meets a girl who is mysterious. And it sounds very high stakes. It's like, right, they're on the Titanic and they know it's gonna sink, but other people don't. What I'm really looking for in these books is how the books balance traveling to multiple places. This one especially, they're going to time travel to multiple places, and how the book sets the scene and gets them from point A to B. For this one, I bet most of it's going to be set on the Titanic, and I want to see how that works. Because with my first time travel boy band book, most of it is set in our current time. There's not a ton of time travel in it, but it is setting up the series where they can travel more. So these are my picks for Time Travel Boy Band, and that is my May TBR. I also want to do a little reading challenge in the first week of May that I will vlog, and it may be a sequel to a vlog that's coming out in a week or so. So let me know if you have, how many library books have you read this year? Because I feel out of control. I've read nothing but library books, it feels. So thank you for watching. If you liked this video, you could click that like button. You could subscribe to me, but really, you can do whatever you want. And I'll see you next time.